So I went to college for energy healing. And so it was a 4-year degree program learning all about our chakras, which are just our main energy centers, the places where we give and receive energy, where we store emotions and feelings, and the places where we connect to other people. So I went to school for that. It was a very intensive program. But energy healing, it's just the way that memories and emotions and feelings and thoughts are stored in your body. So if you think you had a traumatic experience or just something really hard that happened, it kind of gets locked away, right? And then your thoughts start to live from that place. You start to feel this way more often, right? And so then when you come to someone who specializes in energy healing, it helps to open up that place in you that had previously been shut down, because then you want to start to feel more embodied, right? More present in your life. And it's really hard to be present when you're feeling a divorce from 40 years ago. It's like bringing a new level of consciousness to them. I work in person and remotely. So if it's in person, you're just laying down and my hands are touching different parts of your body where the energy is stored. And when I put my hands on you, I'm able to tell emotions that you're feeling. So, but the same thing, I've been doing this for a while, and it's a fun little ability I have, but I can do this remotely too. So if we're on the phone, the second I hear your voice and I have your permission, I'm able to tap into your energy and feel what is stored there, the emotions that are there, what's blocked, what you want more of. And from there, it's just holding an intention. So an intention is anything you want to feel or create for yourself. So if your intention is, I want to feel clarity, then I'm going to hold a very strong energy of clarity. And that's going to help change your energy to a state of clarity. And anything that doesn't feel clear within you, it gets to move. A really easy way to think of it, like a nice little metaphor or analogy, is like a garden hose. When the hose is completely straight, the water can flow through. If there's a kink or a bend in it, the water gets stuck, right? So the same thing with energy. When you feel blocked about something, you can't get a natural flow of energy through you. But with energy healing, it helps to open it up so you can have that state of flow happen. A lot of people have like anxiety or depression that they've been noticing. Some of it's even physical pain. I work with, like, the physical stuff is fine too. But yeah, a lot of relationship stuff. If you feel stuck in life, that's a big one. If you're just unhappy and you feel like, I think I know why I'm unhappy, but I'm not entirely sure, or I feel like I can't move forward. A lot of it has to do with feeling stuck in one place. Think like we know ourselves best. So even if we think we don't know what's going on, we pretty much know what's happening, right? Or what's contributing to it. So if it's just like, oh, I'm in a relationship that I need to get out of, but you don't want to address that because that's a big deal.
Okay.
Then when we get quiet enough and we can tap in, it could be like, maybe this is why you feel stuck. So I don't personally, I'm not, a lot of people have spirit guides. I'm not like in contact with them, but I also know I'm not the one doing the healing. But I just know it's a greater force of energy that's able to come through me. But a lot of my clients that I work with, they have spirit guides and they come with their whole crew, with their whole entourage to a healing. And that's fun for me because I get to interact with that type of energy and with those beings also. Really cool thing about energy, it feels so elusive. Like, what is it, But if you truly are aware of, like, I'm going to place my focus between my hands, you start to become aware of, like, what is here. Now I'm going to move it out further. I feel like, do you feel that? I feel that. Yeah, I work with people on, like, every form of, if you're having anxiety about taking out your recycling cans, I work with you on that. And if you have your guides who you're in communication with, who are giving you life advice for spiritual concepts, I also work with that. One beautiful woman that I had worked with, again, near-death experience, and being back in human form was very hard, and she felt very frightened. And that part was just so sad. to feel like you feel scared all the time in a way, even though she had this like amazing, profound experience and felt so connected and just wanted to stay in that place, and then was brought back, and it felt super scary to then feel like disconnected from that source. So I'd say if anyone is at that stage of feeling almost scared to be a human again, to just know that there are resources to have you that are out there to help integrate what you're feeling, and that you had a very unreal experience, so it would feel unreal to be back to who you were before. But it's possible to like to move with this energy. And honestly, if you had that, there's probably a reason, and you're not going to return as the same person now.
So do you help people integrate their experiences working directly in the chakra, or do you go through like a psychological therapy, people tell you about their experience, or do you simply work on their energy fields?
Yeah, so I talk to them about anything they're experiencing, and their energy holds more information than what they're even consciously aware of.
Okay.
So for that, again, it's I feel anxious, and then if you tap into their energy, it could be like, I actually feel terrified that I don't know how to have a conversation with my spouse anymore because I saw the light and now I don't know how to talk about dinner.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So a lot of that is just helping them to be able to identify the parts that do feel hard and have their energy just start to, again, hold this new experience that they had, instead of it feeling so drastic to them. Instead of life feeling like black and white and just contrast, it's having them feel like they can live in the gray a bit.
So by working on their chakras, you actually allow this like healing for these people. They don't really have to realize anything intellectually. They just realize this transformation within them.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, because a lot of times, like even think with feelings, a lot of times they don't have words.
Right.
Like a lot of emotions aren't logical. So for basically this, it's more about, like even for you on the healing table, you feeling beings around you, like that's having an experience that helps to change you. And like that's all healing is. It's a matter of feeling seen and safe and feeling like you can feel differently in a supportive environment.
Great. So how long does it take you if someone wants to hire you? Okay, so you would have a session. How long does this session normally last?
An hour.
1 hour. And is one session enough, or do you usually recommend people to take several sessions?
I always leave it in the hands of the person because they know themselves best, It's not like sign up and get 10, none of that.
Okay.
It's more see how you feel. For some people, it's like, whoa, I got aligned, I feel good, and it's like, best of luck, reach out in 5 years when you need me. But for other people, if you're really struggling with something, it's like, let's keep shifting your energy until you feel the way you want to feel. When I was younger, like in middle school, I would read all these books about how to communicate with the dead. I was a very average middle schooler. I was just intrigued with this idea of you could talk to people who are no longer physically here. And that was just the beginning for me of understanding energy. How it's like it can transform. Our spirit doesn't die. Like that doesn't go away. So it's like, energy, spirit is energy. Energy can just be transformed. So I just had a lot of experiences with things that felt almost like premonitions or having certain dreams that then would come true, and starting to experience like a lot of deja vu, like, that feels like it happened before. But a lot of that, it's just being able to kind of like pierce through that veil that's there all the time, and to feel like other things are happening that we're not aware of, and starting to learn how you can tap into that. And definitely through meditation, I've had some pretty wild experiences that have changed me for sure. just noticed that my senses, or the way that I perceived different messages or anything, it would come through when I was in a dream state. And so I was younger, maybe 13 or so, and starting to learn how to meditate a bit, and was through guided meditations and visualizations, it was just starting to open up my energy more, like in these higher spiritual centers of your body, like that really started to open in me. And that's how I first started to receive messages, was just through my dreams. It was more spontaneous. Like I would have a dream about something and write it down, and it would seem very normal. And then I would notice a couple days later, it would come true.
Wow.
And so it was just interesting. It just felt fun to me, of like, I just had a dream about that. But like looking through like my knowledge of energy and everything now, I can see that I had really concentrated on opening up these more psychic, spiritual parts of me. And when that opened, it was coming through in different ways. I'd have a dream about someone's grandfather and be like, I wonder why he was in my dream. And then find out like, oh my God, he just passed away, or whatever the thing would be. Or a very specific, even mundane event would happen in my dream. Wouldn't think anything of it. And then not that long after, it would happen.
Wow.
And it was just exciting enough that you dreamt it and it came true. But it's also thinking of it in terms of like, did I dream it and then it came true, or it had already happened and I just got to experience it, Even in school, like we would practice on each other. It was a college specifically for energy healing. That's the only thing you could learn there.
Yes. What's the name of the college?
The Barbara Brennan School of Healing.
Okay.
So she was a pioneer and also had amazing abilities. So she really helped to bring almost like a scientific perspective to energy healing. So a lot of it is based even on the way we are psychologically, emotionally, and it's also the school's based on this principle of like, don't work on healing anyone else until you heal yourself. So It's so much self-growth work, which I love, because I think a lot of times, even if anyone's watching this and is like trying to pick out a healer for them, it's make sure it's someone who's done the work on themselves, because someone can only help you to the point that they've gone to in themselves,
Right.
So it's just make sure you're in good hands. Again, with the empath thing, I can perceive visuals and messages for people. And for me, as Kara, they might not make sense. But if I said to someone, oh, right now I'm seeing a visual of a pinwheel blowing in the wind, and for them, it makes total sense.
Yes. Okay.
It's the same thing. It's everyone's perception is different, and what holds significance for someone might not make sense to someone else. So even in a near-death experience or spiritual experience, you're seeing things that translate specifically for you.
Yes.
Right? So like the Jesus figure, I'm not really into blonde, so he wouldn't be blonde. But like the Jesus figure, like it would come out in a way that I would be able to recognize it, which is amazing, because it's like it can be the same feeling, or the pinwheel thing just shows how overwhelmed you are, or the Jesus thing is a symbol of feeling the divine, whatever. But it's just showing, it's like tapping into the emotion of what you're actually experiencing, which is amazing.
What is your view on death right now, after all you've learned and all you've experienced?
Yeah, so it really just feels like this like thin veil. Like that's truly how it is. And it's not to minimize the emotions of losing loved ones, which is inconceivable at times, right? It's not to minimize the human experience of that, or to bypass it spiritually of, I'm so spiritual, it's like, don't do that. That's having no empathy, right? No compassion.
Okay.
But I feel it more like energy wise, where if you are in a different continent, it doesn't feel far for me, right? And for me, that's how I almost view energy or death or spirits on the other side. It's like, it doesn't feel far. just as you're not far, like they're not far either. And there's a certain level of comfort of feeling like, if this is all energy, if you're energy, I'm energy, the Buddha's energy, like whatever it is, like, again, we're all one. Just because death is there, that doesn't mean that it takes it out of the oneness. It's a part of the oneness.
Yes.
So it's just, for me, it's more like, I feel like my perception of death feels like it's a little bit thin. It doesn't feel like, how can I ever have contact again? It's like the contact never goes away. We're on a spiritual experience. It's because we know there's something more than this. And whether that something exists inside of us, that's what we're searching for, or outside of us, it's like, it's so much bigger than this. Yes. So how could death, no. It's like we were probably around before we were born. And so birth isn't even the beginning. So why would death be the end, right?
If people want to connect with you, do you have an email or something? Or just, just your web page?
Yeah, website. I have all my information right on my website, radicallywhole.com.
Okay, radicallywhole.com.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll let you know when this interview comes out. Thanks
Wonderful.
a lot. And
thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. It was a pleasure.
Does this sound familiar? I poll the people around me to find out what's right for me. I don't have a strong sense of yes or no clarity when I make a decision. I tend to doubt myself. Know where this stems from? Not trusting yourself. Radical Instincts is built around the question of, is my trauma misleading me or my gut instinct guiding me? All of those feelings of not trusting yourself is because you can't hear your instincts. You deeply know inside of you what the answer is, but life has just gotten in the way and really clouded your judgment and your ability to hear yourself and to trust yourself. Radical Instincts is a self-guided course that you take at your own pace. We'll learn energy healing techniques, different emotional freedom techniques, mantras, affirmations, a lot of self-reflective questions, so you can really see what instincts you're working from. I built this course because I used to be that way, and I learned all of these techniques that helped me to feel confident in making decisions and living the life of my dreams. The longest relationship in your life is the one with yourself, and it's time to finally hear what you have to say. radicallywhole.com.